Welcome to a real dandy evening of theater. You're about to take a spiffy little trip back in time to a world where the only thing that buzzed was a bumblebee, and the only mobile thing around here was your feet. That's right, folks, we're living in the fabulous 1950s, a time when the most high-tech gizmo around was a television with a screen so small you'd need a magnifying glass just to catch the action. As for phones, they didn't fit in your pocket, that's for sure. If you needed to make a call, you had to stand next to one of those big clunky contraptions, drop in a nickel, and pray your friend wasn't yakking it up on the party line. So here's the deal, pals. Please put those fancy little gadgets on silence for the duration of the show. No buzzing, no beeping, and for heaven's sakes, no texting. I know it's tough, but why not enjoy a good old-fashioned evening? And hey, if you really must send a message, just do it the way we did back in the day. Pass a note to the person next to you. Trust me, it's just as fun, and we promise you won't get in trouble for passing notes like you did in high school. Oh, and if you happen to hear someone shout fire, don't go running for the hills. It's all part of the show, folks. No need to worry. We're not experiencing a catastrophic technological failure or anything. Just a little old school drama to keep things interesting. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, won't you? Let's leave the techie stuff for tomorrow, because after all, it's the 1950s, baby. Let's keep it old school and have a blast.
I dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where those treetops listen and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow, and I am dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops listen and love to hear rhythm in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write.
May those days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. So let's jingle all the way.
Got any food?
No,
Maybe gonna have to remind Charlie to give me some of his.
leave Charlie alone. Honey smokes? Later, are you sure it's smell? Get off my back! I'm talking to candy con. My last word? You made my last word. The Herdmans were the worst kids in the whole history of the world. They lied and stole and smoked. Even the girls. and they said bad things and swore to their teachers and took the Lord's name in vain and set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken down shed. There were 6 of them. Ralph, Imogene, Leroy, Claude, Ollie, and Gladys. And they went through the Ridgeville Wilson School like those fish that strip your bones clean. And they went around town the same way, stealing things, tearing things up, and wearing kids. It was hard to get away from them. There was only one safe place.
Sweet out of prayer, sweet out of prayer, because there aren't any virgins there. Jesus loves us, as they say, because he keeps some miles away.
That's my little brother Charlie. That's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked him what was his favorite part about church. He said no Herdmans, and that made the teacher mad because all the other kids said some nice things about God and Jesus and good feelings. Well, Charlie told the real truth. No Herdmans.
That's what they really thought. The other stuff are okay, but the main good thing about church is that Hermans aren't there, ever.
That isn't a very Christian sentiment, it seems to me.
I'm afraid it's a very practical sentiment, Bob. Our poor Charlie was black and blue all last year just because he had to sit next to Leroy Herdman at school.
Is he the worst one? Leroy?
They're all the worst.
Ralph's the biggest, so if he gets you.
Gladys isn't big, she's fast, and she's mean. She bites.
Sorry I asked. Just stay away from all of them.
That's what I said, stay away from all of them. Go to church.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that.
Why?
Well, there will be no arguments this year about the Christmas pageant.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Why don't you ask Mrs. Armstrong if you can be a wise man instead?
I don't want to be in it.
You're not in it. Charlie, everyone is in it. Can you imagine me on Christmas Eve and my own 2 children not in the Christmas pageant? Just imagine how your father would feel. Bob, you'd feel terrible, wouldn't you?
Well, actually, I wasn't planning on going.
What?
You know how busy it always is. They can use my seats. I'll just stay at home, put on my bathrobe, and relax. There's never anything different about the Christmas pageant.
Well, there will be something different this year.
What?
Charlie will be wearing your bathrobe.
Just thought that up, Grace.
Why don't you be Joseph? Elmer Hopkins will pay him $1 to be Joseph. Elmer's sick of being Joseph all the time just because his father's the minister. Nobody really wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
Well, what are you going to be this year, Beth?
I was in the angel choir.
Well, why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
From what I've heard in the past, that's not a serious drawback. Away in the manger always sounds to me like a closet full of mice.
What are you wearing, Angel Choir?
Bed sheets.
Oh boy, what choice? A bathrobe or a bed sheet?
You know, Mrs. Armstrong works very hard to give everyone a lovely experience.
Oh, Mom, Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things.
Well, they are right. She does direct the Christmas pageant, and she's in charge of the church potluck, and she's chairman of the bazaar. I think that if they let her, Helen Armstrong would preach the sermon.
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
Well, yes.
Well, maybe she'll try to manage the hospital because that's where she is. I ran into George at the drugstore. He told me his wife broke her leg this morning. She'll be in traction for 2 weeks and laid up till the 1st of the year.
The 1st of the year? Why, they'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's in charge of Christmas?
Well, she's in charge of the potluck, and most importantly, she's in charge of the Christmas pageant. I I feel sorry for Helen, but who's going to do all those things?
Yes. Yes, Edna. Yes, I could take care of the bazaar. But can you look after the potluck supper? What in the world will we do about the Christmas pageant? Unless, what about Grace?
Hello. And, oh no, I couldn't possibly. I am just so busy all Christmas week. Well, what about Grace?
What about Grace? Hello? Grace? Bob?
What?
I have to direct the Christmas pageant this year.
Does that mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't what you'd call a four-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected thing that ever happened to it. It's the same old story, the same old carols, oh, and the same old Mary and Joseph. That's when my mother was stuck with that and Mrs. Armstrong.
Tell you again, Grace, how important it is to give everyone a chance. This is what I do. I always start with Mary, and so we must choose our Mary carefully, as she was the mother of Jesus.
Yes, I know that, Helen.
Yes, and then I tell him that about Joseph, and I say he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain it. Frankly, I don't spend too much time on it because it's always Elmer Hopkins, and well, he knows about Joseph and Mary.
How come Miss Armstrong talking about boy shoes and traction? What do you think traction is? And they lead to sleep?
No such luck. Ben, we need salt and pepper. Oh, and the napkins.
But I do tell him about the wise men and the shepherds and how important they are. And I say there are no small parts, only small actors. Oh, and remind the angel choir not to stare at the audience or to wear ears and things like that, or clunky shoes or high heels. Oh, and Grace, I hope you don't have too many baby angels, because they really will be your biggest problem.
You will save some for the rest of us, won't you, Charlie?
I'm hungry. We were hungry for my lunch ago.
How can you let him do that to you day after day?
Okay, stop him. Where's the chicken?
Grace, where's the chicken?
It's still in the oven.
I'll get it.
You'll need to get someone to move on the baby angels, otherwise they get in each other's way and they bend their wings. You know, Bob could do that, and you could keep an eye on the shepherds. Oh, and about the angel choir. Don't let them stare at the audience or wear lipstick, because you know what? They think that it's a play and they need to wear lipstick.
Helen, there's someone.
It looks terrible, so just tell them.
Helen, there's someone at the door. I have to go. Goodbye. Yes, I'm coming.
Oh, please, lady, can you give me some supper? I haven't had a square meal in 3 days.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Bob, it's you.
I was very lonely at the table.
I'm afraid that Helen Armstrong is feeling very lonely at the hospital.
Not as long as the telephones are working.
I bet she told you no small parts and no small actors.
And getting someone to shut the baby angels on, and getting the shepherds to shut up.
In fact, she suggested your father for that role.
Does that mean I have to go?
Oh, and Grace, don't use just anybody's baby for Jesus. Use a quiet one. Better yet, get two. That way, if one gets fussy, you can switch them out.
My mother didn't pay my much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said Mrs. Armstrong is stuck in the hospital with nothing to do but think of problems. And of course, there weren't any problems. Of course, Mother didn't count on the Herdmans. That was Charlie's fault.
Hey, Leroy, give me back my lunch. You stole my dessert again.
How do you know?
Is it here? What was it? 2 Twinkies.
That's right. What it was.
Hey, Leroy, you think it's so great to steal my dessert? I don't care if you steal my dessert. I'll even give it to you. Because I get all the dessert I want at Sunday school.
Oh yeah? What kind of dessert?
Chocolate cake, candy bars, cookies, Twinkies, snowballs, all kinds.
You're a liar.
And chocolate cake, and donuts, and ice cream, and cupcakes.
Who gives it to you?
The minister?
Why? Is he crazy?
I think he's rich.
Tom. That was the wrong thing to tell a herdman. Sure enough, there they were in Sunday school, just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant.
All right, everyone, come on. We're going to start in a couple minutes.
Hey! What's a pageant? It's like a play. Like on TV, what's it about? It's about Jesus. Everything here is. And it's about Mary. Mostly it's about Mary. Who's Mary? I am. Well, probably I am. I know the part. I like doing
By the new shoes.
Beth, Charlie, David, can you guys please come take a seat? Sure. Now, this won't take very long if we can all just get settled. Okay. So, today we are going to be deciding who will play the main roles in this year's Christmas pageant. Of course, everyone will have an important role to play. Isn't that what Mrs. Armstrong always tells you?
There are no small parts, only small actors.
Isn't that what she always says?
Well, that is what she always says, but she never says what it meant.
Well, does anyone know what it means?
I know what it means. And meet the short kids have to stand in front of the angel bar. Otherwise, no potato.
Well, not exactly. It means that our littlest baby angel is just as important as Mary.
I don't think anyone's important as Mary. Naturally, that's what you think, Alice. But I think Jesus is way more important than Mary. I still think you need the short kids that stand in front row.
Okay, children, everyone is important. Mary, Jesus, and all the short kids in the front row. Now, is everyone here? Beverly, honey, could you please go out into the hall and just see if anyone else is coming?
Yep.
Thank you. Well, just like in previous years, all of our little children will be playing our angels. So I'm going to need all of you to remind your mothers that we are going to need lots and lots of bed sheets. And all the people in the angel choir are going to need bed sheets too, and we're going to need lots of bathrobes. And what is the matter? questions. Now, what happened to Beverly?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Did she say she was sick?
No, she just left. All I said was, "Hi, Beverly," and she left.
I see. Well, would somebody please remind Beverly about rehearsals? They'll be every Wednesday for the next 4 weeks, and I need all of you to be there.
What if we get sick?
You won't get sick, Elmer, and Mary and Joseph must absolutely be at every rehearsal.
Well, what if they get sick?
They won't get sick, Elmer.
Well, Beverly got sick and we haven't even started yet.
To be fair, we don't know that Beverly got sick. Well, to start, I want us all to think about the role of Mary. Now, we all know what kind of a girl Mary was. She was calm, and she was quiet, and she was kind. And the girl who plays Mary should try to be like that. Now, who would like to volunteer for that role? Emma Jean, did you have a question?
No, I want to be Mary, and Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah, right.
I see. Well, maybe we can just make a list and we'll decide on it later. Ralph Herdman. I'll just write that down. So Ralph Herdman has volunteered for the role of Joseph. So who else would like to volunteer for that part? Elmer, did you raise your hand?
No?
Well, anyone else? David? Max? Charlie? Hobie? No one? Very well. Ralph Herdman will be our Joseph. Now, Emma Jean Herdman has volunteered for the role of Mary. I'll just write that down. Now, what other names can I write down? Alice, did you want to volunteer for Mary?
No, I don't want to.
I'll be Mary. Shut up, Gladys. I'm already married. You be a wise man.
Well, the wise men they're usually played by boys. Of course, they wouldn't have to, and
I'll be a wise man. Me too.
Claude, you want to be a wise man? Raise your hand.
What's a wise man?
Just raise your hand.
What's that to be?
Some angel.
I'll be that. What is it?
well, that's the angel of the Lord who visits the shepherds in the fields. Oh, we do have some volunteers after all. Hobie, did you want to be a wise man?
No, I just want to say I can't be a shepherd. We're going to Philadelphia.
Philadelphia? Why didn't you say so before?
I just remember. Mrs. Brother, my mom doesn't want me to be a shepherd.
Your mother doesn't want you to be a shepherd? Well, why not?
I don't know. She said don't be a shepherd.
I'm not going to be a shepherd. Oh, yes, you are. What is the matter with all of you?
I do not want to be a shepherd. Gladys Herdman hits too hard.
Gladys Herdman isn't going to hit anyone. The The angel of the Lord just visits the shepherds in the fields to tell them the good news that Jesus is
handsome!
Elmer, that's ridiculous, and I don't want to hear another word about it. Now, no shepherds may quit, and no one can get sick. I think that's it for today, boys and girls. You can go. I need to see everybody here Wednesday at 6:30. Alice, honey, what's the matter? Why in the world didn't you raise your hand? You don't know? I expected you to volunteer.
Mrs. Bradley! That gun is away from me!
Don't you want to be married?
Mrs. Bradley! Oh, come on, Alice. I don't know. I didn't dare raise my hand. Emma Jean would have killed me. She said I'm going to be married in this pageant. If you open your mouth or raise your hand, you'll wish you didn't. And I say, I'm always marrying at Christmas pageant. She said, go ahead then. Next spring when the pussy willows come out, I'll stick a pussy willow so far down your ear that nobody can reach it. You'll spend there and grow. You'll spend the rest of your life with pussy willow busy growing out of your ear. Oh, Alice, you know she wouldn't do that. She would too. Herman will do anything. Just you watch. He'll do something terrible, ruin the whole pageant. It's all your mother's fault. How is it?
Jane, Edna McCarthy here, dear. Yes, just wondering if you've heard about well, just somehow it has to be Grace's fault. How the 6 of them could end up in a Christmas pageant, well, when they ought to be in jail.
Vera, Ernest Slocum here. And I just heard that Imogene Herdman is going to be married in the Christmas pageant. And is that right? All 6 of them? Vera, I live next door to that outfit. And I'd rather live next door to the zoo. Is Grace gone crazy?
Where did they come from? Who let them in? Imogen Herdman? What kind of a child is that to be Mary, the mother of Jesus? Where was Reverend Hopkins, I ask you? He was what? Visiting the shut-ins? Well, I'm a shut-in and he wasn't visiting me.
Well, I said, why not let them hand out programs at the door? Oh, but Grace said, we never have programs at the Christmas pageant. But I said,
Well, they better tie down the church and lock up that silver service and hide the collection plates, or they're gonna clean us out.
What was the matter with Grace? I'm not sure what she was thinking. Oh, I feel so responsible. If I'd been up and around, none of this would have happened.
If I'd have been up and around, this would have never happened. Well, let me tell you.
Don't tell me. I'm on your side. The car's over there.
Oh, Bob. Helen Armstrong isn't the only woman alive who can direct a Christmas pageant. I had made up my mind to do the best that I could under the circumstances, but now I've decided that I'm going to make this the best Christmas pageant ever. And I'm going to do it with the Herdmans. After all, they raised their hands when no one else did, and I don't care.
Good for you, Grace. The car's over there.
And Bob, you're going to help me.
Does that mean?
You have to go. All right, children. So, our inn is going to be all off stage, and then the shepherds are going to come in and then gather all around the manger.
Where do the shepherds come from anyway? What's it in? It's like a motel where people go to spend the night. What people, Jesus? Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there
Why?
to pay their taxes.
At a motel?
Shut up, Ralph. Everybody shut up. I want to hear her. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning?
Beginning of the play. What happens first?
Emma Jean, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Have you never heard the Christmas story from the Bible? Well, I guess I should read it to you.
I don't believe that. Do you? Remember the Christmas story?
Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is. They never went to church in their whole life until your dumb brother told them we got refreshments. Now I have to waste all this time for nothing.
All right now. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph also went up from Galilee with Mary his wife, being great with child.
Pregnant. She was
All right, we all know that Mary was pregnant. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered, and she brought forth her firstborn son.
I don't think it's very nice to say Mary was pregnant.
Well, she was.
I don't think your mother should say Mary was pregnant. It's better to say great child. I'm not supposed to talk about you being pregnant, especially in church.
And she wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
They didn't have room for Jesus.
Well, no one knew that the baby was going to be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What was the matter with Joseph for not telling her being pregnant and all?
What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, there wouldn't have been a bed in the barn, so Mary and Joseph would have had to use whatever there was. What would you do if you had a new baby and no bed to put the baby in?
You put Ollie in a bureau drawer.
A bureau drawer? Well, there you are. You didn't have a bed for Ollie, so you had to use something else.
Oh, we had a bed. Only Gladys was still in it, and she wouldn't get out. She didn't like Ollie. Remember how you didn't like Ollie?
It was pretty smart glass. It was like Ollie right after that.
Anyway, a manger, it's a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What were the wadded up clothes?
The what?
The wadded up clothes that says in there.
The wadded up clothes? Oh, the swaddling clothes. Well, back then, people used to wrap up their babies in big, long pieces of material to make them feel all warm and cozy.
You mean they tied him up and put him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare?
The child welfare is at our house every 5 minutes.
There was no child welfare in Bethlehem. I'll say one.
And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord.
Shazam!
What?
Of the black of night, with horrible vengeance, the mighty Captain Marvel.
Gladys, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mighty Captain Marvel from Amazing Comics.
Gladys, this is the angel of the Lord who comes to the shepherds.
Oh, you know it, right? In the black of night, right?
Well, in a way.
Shazam!
And when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold and frankincense
What's that?
and myrrh.
What's that?
Well, these were special things. They're spices and precious oils.
Oil? What kind of present is oil? We get better presents from the welfare.
The welfare! We're the wise men, the welfare!
Were the wise men the welfare? No, they were kings, and
Well, it's about time somebody important showed up. They can get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to go.
no, the wise men were kings, and well, they were sent by Herod, and Herod, he was the main king, and he wanted to find Jesus to put him to death.
He was just born. They're gonna kill a baby.
Who's Herod in this play?
Herod isn't in this play.
He's out to kill a baby? And he isn't even in the play?
Well, somebody better be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. And he says, go, get me that baby. And they listen because he's a king and all.
But then they don't do it, and they go and kill Herod.
I'm not going to be Herod.
No one is going to be Herod.
No, Joseph gets the shepherds together and they go and go Herod. See, they're gonna put one in. And it's gonna be me, and I'm gonna get killed.
Charlie, just forget about Herod. There is still no Herod.
Not gonna raise a baby till the fight's over.
Somebody ought to fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you wipe out the innkeeper.
I can't. I'm an angel.
I would just stay out in the barn. I'd go get a room. She said there wasn't any room. Well, then I'd throw somebody out. I'd tell them I've got this baby and all, and it's the middle of winter, so either get out or move over.
I'd go after old Herod.
I sent the angel a war after him. She could just pour her electric finger and turn him into a pile of ashes. Yeah, that!
What's the name of this place? She never said.
The Christmas pageant.
That's not a name, that's what it is.
I know a name. Revenge at Bethlehem! Revenge at Bethlehem.
The herdmen stuff the Christmas story came right out of the FBI files.
At least they hadn't picked up the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on, not baby Jesus. Baby Jesus quit the pageant anyway. It was supposed to be June Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum said she was fine. Imogene Herdman got her hands on our grandbaby. So we didn't have a baby Jesus. And of course, it's not. It's all about the Hermans. Imogen curses and swears all the time. Yells at bad things. Mrs. Bradley called Mary pregnant. Gladys Herdman drinks communion wine. It's not wine, it's grape juice.
I don't care what it is, she drinks it. I've seen her 3 times and they're both all purple. They steal too. You shake the birthday bed, it won't make a sound because they stole all the pennies out of it.
And you wrote all this down. What for?
My mother and Reverend Hopkins, the Ladies' Aid Society. And for everyone else who wants to know what happens when the Christmas hat turns out to be a big mess. It doesn't look right. I think it needs something else.
Let's get quiet. Everyone, let's get quiet. Okay, Alice, Beth, can you two please come over here? Now, as you all know, this is our very last rehearsal. This is our dress rehearsal. So I need all of you to...
Great. Hi, just letting you know we're all in the back in the kitchen. We're making applesauce cake. We'll try not to be a bother, but I guess this is your dress rehearsal. Yes.
Well, it's supposed to be. Now, Edna, did I hear that you had a new baby in the family about a month ago?
Yes, dear, she's 5 weeks old. Precious.
Oh, that's perfect. I mean, that's lovely. I wonder how it would be if I were to call your niece and ask if we could borrow the baby?
Oh, Grace, no. Oh, dear, I could make up some big lie and tell you that, well, that she's unhealthy or that she's cranky or sick, but, oh, Grace, the truth is she's fine, she's healthy, she's beautiful, and we all want her to stay that way. So we're certainly not going to hand her over to Imogen Herdman. Sorry, Grace.
Mrs. Bradley, you can use my baby brother for Jesus.
You can use your baby brother. I didn't realize that you had a new baby, David.
Well, he's not new. He's 4 years old. He's Delta Jordan. He can probably well scrunch up.
I'll give us a baby.
How can you do that?
There's always 1 or 2 babies in carriages outside the supermarket. I'll get one of them.
Oh, gee, you can't just walk off with someone's baby. You know, let's just forget about the baby and we'll just have to use a doll instead.
Doll's better anyways. They can't bite you.
Well, and Imogen, you know that Mary didn't wear earrings.
I have to wear these. If I don't keep something in, they'll grow through.
Well, they're not going to go through they're not going to grow through in an hour and a half. What did the doctor tell you to do?
What doctor?
Well, who pierced your ears?
Gladys did. I bet she did it with an ice pick. I bet Imogen's ears will even turn black or fall off or something.
Well, we'll just have to find something smaller. And Imogen, is this your costume? Is this what you're wearing? You're all supposed to be in costume today.
I can't find my halo. And my wings are all bad. I've been got to costume. I was never a shepherd before.
You have to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do.
Yes, you got the bathroom.
What is he hanging around the house in?
His underwear! balloons on it?
You know what? For today, let's all just pretend we're wearing a bathrobe. Sorry, let's all just pretend we're in our costumes.
Are we going to the whole thing?
Of course we are. But we're just going to do the entrances, so I need everybody to go where you're supposed to go. Now, Max, we're just going to start with the last few lines.
Shepherds keep watch over their flocks by night.
Okay, then we would have music and then the shepherds.
An angel of the Lord appeared to them.
Out of the black net with all vengeance.
Oh, keep going, Max.
Multitude of heavenly hosts.
Okay, then it would be music and the angels. And then music and wise men.
Look, I've got the baby here. I named him Jesus. Don't touch him.
No, Emma Jean, you don't say anything. Mary doesn't say anything. Mary and Joseph, they're supposed to make, they're supposed to make this lovely picture for us to look at while we think about Christmas and what it means.
Hey, give it back.
Oh, just put the doll down.
What? I don't get to say anything. Some angel comes up to me and says, name him Jesus. I would have named him Bill. Oh, what a terrible thing to say.
What angel was that? There's angels all over the place. Was that Gladys? Oh, wow.
Well, Gladys is the angel of the Lord who visits the shepherds in the fields.
Yeah, until the child's born. Unto me, not them. Me. I'm the one that had the baby.
Oh, that just means that when Jesus was born, he was born for everyone. Unto all of us, a child was born.
Why didn't they let Mary name her own baby? What did that angel do? Just walk up and say, name him Jesus?
Yes.
I know what the angel said. She said, his name shall be Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. He'd never go to the first grade if he had to write all of that.
That's it. This is done. I'm going.
Well, can't take it.
Let's just take 5 minutes, Max. Just 5 minutes.
We never did start over. We never did go through the whole thing. 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes. Eugene Herman spent the whole time in the ladies' room. And then Mrs. McCarthy went in the ladies' room and saw a whole bunch of smoke and called the fire department. They came right away.
It's a fire!
They cleared everybody out of the building. Took the fire hose to the church looking for something to put out. All they found was in the kitchen. All the applesauce cake had burnt up. Of course, all the way from that. Mrs. McCarthy was mad. And my mother was mad.
Why in the world did you call the fire department over a little
smoke. A little smoke. The ladies' room was full of thick smoke. It simply couldn't have been Edna. I think that you just got a little overexcited. And now look, the church is full of firefighters and the street is full of baby angels crying and shepherds climbing all over the fire trucks and half the neighborhood. What made you think it was cigarette smoke? Well, I know the smell of cigarette smoke. And I know what those herdmans are capable of. My applesauce cake.
And I was one little kid's mother was mad, and the whole thing's age side is mad, and Reverend Hawkins didn't know what to think.
I've been on the telephone all day, and I can't make heads or tails out of it. Some people say they set fire to the ladies' room. Some people say they set fire to the kitchen. Vera Wendelken says all they do is talk about superheroes and underwear.
That's Hobie Clark from our own Sunday school class that's talking about underwear. And I swear they didn't set fire to anything. The only fire was in the kitchen where the applesauce cake burned up.
Well, the whole church is in an uproar. I don't know. Jesus said, "Suffer the little children to come unto me." But somehow, I don't think he meant the herders. Grace, don't you think we should cancel the party?
Oh, I'm sure that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
We could blame it on the fire. It makes a good excuse.
And I bet that was Edna McCarthy's idea.
Everyone seems to think it's going to be
A disaster? Well, they're wrong. It's going to be the best Christmas pageant we've ever had.
But Grace, I don't think anyone is going to come to see it.
I didn't think so either, and neither did Charlie. Oh, but we were wrong. On Christmas Eve, the church was jam-packed full. Everyone came to see what the herdmans would do.
Hey, just wait a minute, Bob. I'm gonna be turning on the lights.
I can't even see where I'm going. I don't know what in the world you expect to do with this thing. Oh.
I had thought that it would look more like a palm tree, but I can see now that it doesn't. Oh, Bob. I truly have no idea what to expect tonight. We've never once been through the whole thing, and I think the herdmen still think that this is some kind of spy story. Bob, this very well may be the first Christmas pageant in history where Joseph gets into a fist fight with the wise men and Mary runs off with the baby. No, where are the children?
All of the kids in the world are down in the basement putting on bed sheets.
No, I mean, where are our children?
We're here.
Oh, good. It's getting late, kids. You have to go get your costumes on.
It's just gonna be terrible, you know. They look like trick-or-treaters or something. All dirty and bashed together safety pins, wearing their moldy old sneakers. I mean, Mary and Joseph look like refugees or something.
Well, that's what they were, Mary and Joseph. They were refugees, in a way. They were a long way from home. They didn't have any place to stay. They didn't know anybody. They were cold and tired and hungry. And probably messy.
I know about cool and tired. Sure were messy.
Do you think I should?
I think you worry too much. Now, I'm going to push the baby angels on stage, and then I'm going to hand out shepherd's crooks and push the shepherds on stage. When do I do all that?
Just follow the script.
Right. So the baby angels, and we've got the shepherds, and then the wise men. It doesn't seem to say here where the fire engines come in. Just kidding.
All right, everyone. Come on in. Is everyone here? Okay, Alice, Beth, I need you two to be helping out with the baby angels. Now, everybody just, come on stage, and I want to get a good look at you. Gladys, where is your halo?
Our captain, listen, I think I ought to say something besides the baby can't. Why do they all get up and take after the baby? They don't even know. I ought to know Jesus, and I ought to know where he is.
No, all you say is, unto you a child is born, and that's all you say. Now, let's all just go backstage and try to be quiet while everyone's coming in, and kids, good luck.
Mrs. Bradley, actors don't say good luck. Actors say break a leg.
Break a leg?
Oh
no! For those that don't know, it's just a theatrical saying. It doesn't actually mean break a leg. Yours or anyone else's. And Imogene, try to remember that this is a baby. And for tonight anyways, it's the baby Jesus.
An angel of the Lord appeared to them. And an angel of the Lord appeared to them. The glory of God shone around them. They were sore afraid when the angel of the Lord appeared to them and said, "Be not."
Hey, I knew a child was born. Jesus, it's Jesus, and I'm born. Oh, I'm the one who's over there.
And suddenly there was a multitude of heavenly hosts, saying, "Glory in the highest, earth, peace among men."
This is the story of power and glory. Shepherds made their way to worship and obey where he lay, born on Christmas Day.
When Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east to worship him, bringing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Yeah, look, officer, and what's that? Clear rice is gone. I think it's a ham. A ham. I think they stole it. No, I think it's the ham from the Christmas hamper. There's no way that's their own. They're giving their only Christmas meal back to Jesus. I think the Hurricanes understand the Christmas story better than any of us.
Being warned in a dream that they should not return to their own country, the wise men departed another way, praising God for all they had seen and heard. And Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart.
This is the story of power and glory. Three wise men built a bread, a guardian star led the way, where he lay, born on Christmas Day.
rest of them. Oh, Irma, this was the best Christmas pageant we've ever had. And I don't know why, but I think it was Ben. Could that be?
Well, I always do get weepy at the Christmas pageant, the children, the carols and all. But you're right, it was the best Christmas pageant we've ever had.
Well, it was
And
just,
it should have been the worst.
you're right, and it's just, but there was something different.
Well, the angel of the Lord was different.
Yes, but I like that. She had lots of spirit. Oh, sometimes you can't even hear the angel of the Lord. Well, I must find Grace and tell her, dear.
Oh, I just wish now I'd have let little Eugene be baby Jesus.
Well, who was the baby Jesus?
Why, it was a doll.
Oh, no, Irma. That was no doll.
Well, it did seem real.
Yeah, you're right.
It did seem real, as if it might have happened just that way. We all thought the pageant was about Jesus, but that was only part of it. It was about a new baby, and his mother and father were in a whole lot of trouble. No money, no place to go, nobody they know. And then arriving from the east, like Malcolm from New Jersey, some rich friends. Because of the Herdmans, it was a whole new story. Imogen birthing the baby, the wise men bringing such a sensible present. After all, you couldn't eat frankincense. And even Gladys, he's in the bar to go see it. The shepherds now have to stumble all around the countryside. I guess it wasn't like that for Imogen. For her, the pageant turned out to be all wonder and mystery, as if she just caught on what Christmas was all about. When it was over, we had a party in the basement, but the Herdmans didn't stay. They didn't have any hot cocoa, they didn't walk off without cookies, they wouldn't even eat their candy canes.
Well, I guess that's about it. Are there any kids left downstairs?
Nope, everyone's gone home for the night. Bob, you know that you have your bathrobe on. You're not going to wear it, are you?
Why not? Maybe someone will mistake me for a shepherd. I wouldn't mind being taken for a shepherd in this Christmas pageant.
Yes, you would, because after the pageant was done, a lady came up to me and hugged me because I was a shepherd.
What should we do with this ham?
Well, it's the Herdman's ham from their welfare basket, but they wouldn't take it back. Leroy said it's a present, and you don't take back a present.
Leroy said that.
What about the lights?
They're on a timer, and they'll turn off at midnight.
That's not far away. It's almost Christmas.
It's almost Christmas, kids.
It's almost Christmas, Charlie. Yes. And it came to pass in the days of, and there were shepherds abiding, the multitude bringing God, bringing great tidings of great joy. Hey, hey! Unto you a child is born! For unto us a child is born, a son is given, a son is given. For unto us a child is born,
Tonight we get to appreciate that we have been shown a story that was about a story that actually we're all invited into. That 2,000 years ago, God came up with the plan. He had this plan before then, but it began where he sent his son. And it was for people that are broken. He sent this perfect child, Jesus, into this world for all of us who are not perfect. For those of us that maybe can identify a little bit with the Herdmans, and also those of us that maybe can identify with those church ladies. I'm sure none of them are in this room right now. But we all are invited into that story because God came to bring hope. He came as flesh to this world to bring hope for our eternity. And here at our church at New Life Assembly, we love to worship this God who created a way for all of us to know him. And if you don't know him tonight, you are invited to know him. You're welcome to come and find me after. I'm Pastor Jeanette, one of the pastors here at New Life. We also have Pastor Sam, Pastor Tim, Pastor Ron, or if you were invited tonight by someone that was on this stage, we know him. He is not this little baby in a manger, but there is a story that impacts our life, and you're invited into that. I hope that you enjoyed this story tonight. Didn't they do great? That it's actually not about a spy story. It's not that God is around every corner looking for people who are doing something wrong and taking them to task. And we're so grateful for that. We worship this God. And on Christmas Eve at 6 p.m., if you don't have a place to be on Christmas Eve, you are invited. You are welcome to come and join us for our Christmas Eve service. It's going to be a candlelight service with scripture and lots of carols. It's going to be a wonderful time together. But we're glad that you have joined us here tonight. I want to give a special shout out tonight. Actually, I would really like them to come to the stage, and they like being behind the scenes. But I would like to invite Richard and Carissa Teskey up tonight. In May, Pastor Janelle, our kids pastor here, and I oversee kind of the creative arts and the music. We asked them if they would maybe consider doing a play with our kids. And if you know them at all, they don't do things at a small scale. They want things done really well, and they see the value of the arts. And Cami, why don't you come on up as well? Cami is one of our parents, but it is a value that they have, and I've heard their heart about being able to connect with these kids, with being able to help them see their gift, and truly it has been an honor and a privilege to have you guys really oversee our kids, and not just our kids, our big kids too, that were part of this, and just seeing your heart for the Lord behind this. So thank you. Can we give them a big round of applause? Amazing what they've been able to pull off with a lot of people who have never been on a stage before and who are very frightened. So we've loved that you have joined us here tonight. And again, if you have any questions about what you've heard tonight and want to know more, we are here. You can check our website, New Life Petrolia. There's some answers on there as well. But we hope you all have a most Merry Christmas, and we hope to see you again soon. Have a good night.